next Prime Minister, have much in the way of popular support, if those polls are any indication. What does this mean for the future of the Conservative Party in Britain?
Well, we're in a very unusual position because this is going to be the fourth consecutive Conservative Prime Minister. It's very unusual in any democracy to have four Prime Ministers in a row from the same party. Just to remind viewers, there was David Cameron, Theresa May, Boris Johnson, and probably now Liz Truss. So usually people just get tired. Any electorate gets tired of having one party in governance. The Labour Party, on the other hand, are recovering from a period under the previous leader, Jeremy Corbyn, who was perceived correctly, in my view, as very left-wing and unelectable, and which is why the Conservative Party is still in power. As we know, this particular election is not a general election. It's not even an election of Tory MPs. Most Conservative members of Parliament did not support Liz Truss. Rishi Sunak is more popular among Conservative MPs. So it looks like Liz Truss is being elected by roughly 180,000, 200,000 Conservative Party members. That's not a big electorate in a population of 70 million. And those Conservative Party members tend to be much more to the right, even than Conservative Party voters. There were polls yesterday of Conservative Party voters saying that Truss is less popular even than Sunak, and certainly less popular than Johnson. So it's a very unusual position that Liz Truss finds herself in coming in, as she's been elected by a very small electorate, but this isn't a general election. There isn't a general election scheduled for another 2 years. There's something different, though, than the previous Conservative Prime Ministers, in that, as people know, Britain, perhaps even more than other countries in the West, is about to enter a really big economic crisis caused by a number of factors, the aftermath of COVID policies, the war in Ukraine, and in Britain's particular case, Brexit may have exacerbated the situation to make it a worse economic situation than other European countries find themselves. I should add not just Brexit itself, but the fact the UK has not managed as yet to sign any big trade deals with, say, the United States or India. And in fact, this morning, it was announced that India has overtaken the UK to become the world's fifth biggest economy. So Britain has now dropped from 5th to 6th position, and significantly in historical terms, India was, of course, a part of the British Empire. So it's quite significant that a country that 100 years ago Britain was in charge of, the economy should now be bigger than the UK's. So there are huge challenges ahead, really, for any Prime Minister, Conservative or otherwise.
And I am going to come